The Galactic Council's Grand Chamber was a masterpiece of design, a vast and luminescent expanse suspended in the void of space. The chamber's crystalline walls shimmered with hues of silver and blue, reflecting the brilliance of countless stars beyond. Towering pillars of translucent energy arched overhead, pulsating softly with a rhythm that matched the Council's collective deliberation. The air hummed with a low, resonant frequency, signaling the convergence of the galaxy's most advanced minds. Delegates from thousands of species filled the chamber, each embodying the unique traits of their homeworlds. From the scaled dignitaries of the Vexian Dominion to the floating, bioluminescent forms of the Centauri, their voices intertwined in a cacophony of concern. At the center, standing on a raised platform of pure light, was the Council leader. His presence was commanding, his elongated form shimmering with an inner brilliance that demanded attention. "We convene under the gravest of circumstances," the leader began, his voice resonating across the chamber in a series of harmonious tones. "The conflict that threatens to engulf this galaxy now approaches a critical threshold. We must act to prevent the unthinkable." A holographic image of Earth materialized above the platform, spinning slowly. The azure oceans and green continents seemed almost serene, but the scene quickly shifted. Projections of geopolitical strife, technological advancements, and humanity's fledgling steps into the cosmos unfolded. Whispers of awe and unease rippled through the assembly. "Earth must not be dragged into this war," the leader declared, his voice tinged with urgency. "To do so would be to unleash forces we cannot control." In recent decades, Earth had undergone a remarkable transformation. Humanity, once confined to their homeworld, had begun to touch the stars. Advances in artificial intelligence, renewable energy, and space exploration had propelled them to the edge of interstellar relevance. But it was not their technology that had the Council on edge, it was their unpredictability. The galaxy had long been divided between two dominant factions, the Carithian Accord, a coalition of technologically superior species, and the Zarnak hegemony, a militaristic empire driven by conquest. Their war had raged for centuries, with countless systems falling victim to their insatiable struggle for dominance. Earth's position on the galactic frontier made it a prime target. Strategically located near crucial hyperlane routes and possessing unique resources, it was a prize that both factions coveted. Yet, it was humanity's ingenuity and resourcefulness that the Council feared most. In their short history, humans had demonstrated an unparalleled capacity for innovation under pressure, often defying the odds and reshaping their circumstances with startling creativity. "Their minds are their greatest weapon," the leader continued, gesturing toward the holographic projections. Images of human inventions, from rudimentary tools to cutting-edge quantum technologies, flickered in rapid succession. "Their capacity for adaptation and their tenacity in the face of adversity are unparalleled. If weaponized, they could tip the balance of this war, and not in a way that guarantees peace." The Council's warnings grew dire as they laid out the potential consequences. If Earth were to align with one faction, the other would retaliate, escalating the war to catastrophic levels. Humanity, with its boundless ambition, might even exploit the galaxy's advanced technology for their own ends, creating chaos on an unimaginable scale. "We must prevent this at all costs," the leader stated, his tone brooking no dissent. "To the Carithian Accord and the Zarnak hegemony, we issue this decree: Earth is to remain neutral. Any attempt to interfere with its development, or draw its people into this conflict will be met with severe consequences." For a moment, the chamber was silent, the weight of the proclamation settling over the delegates. Yet beneath the surface, unease lingered. The Council had no illusions about the faction's willingness to obey. The Carithians, despite their lofty ideals, were known to bend rules in pursuit of victory. The Zarnak, driven by their expansionist ideology, had little regard for galactic decrees. As the session concluded, murmurs of discontent spread among the delegates. Among them, representatives from both factions exchanged covert glances, their expressions betraying calculated defiance. Somewhere in the shadows of the galaxy, plans were already being set into motion. The leader turned back to the holographic Earth, his luminous gaze lingering on the fragile sphere. "May the stars guide them," he said quietly, his voice tinged with both hope and foreboding. And may they never realize the true extent of their power. But the seeds of conflict had been sown, and the question remained, would humanity rise to meet the challenge, or become the harbinger of the galaxy's undoing? Amidst the backdrop of rising global uncertainty, Earth's leaders found themselves grappling with the gravity of the Galactic Council's warning. At the heart of this was Ambassador Claire Andrus, a seasoned diplomat renowned for her sharp intellect and unwavering resolve. She sat in the United Nations Assembly Hall, her expression betraying a mixture of disbelief and determination. Beside her, Dr. Rahul Mehta, a maverick physicist with a penchant for bending rules, scanned the Council's transmission with keen interest. In orbit above them, Captain James Rivera, a veteran astronaut aboard the ISS, monitored the situation from humanity's closest vantage to the stars. Claire was cautious yet pragmatic. They want us to stay neutral in a conflict we didn't start. Fair enough. She mused aloud during a high-level briefing. But we've just been marked as a target. Dr. Mehta, however, saw opportunity. Do you understand the implications of what we've just seen? Their technology, what little they've shown, could catapult us centuries ahead. Rivera, tethered to the station's module, chimed in via live feed, his voice tinged with skepticism. And risk our annihilation if we get it wrong? We're walking a knife's edge, Claire. Meanwhile, Earth's adversaries had already begun their clandestine games. The Zarnak hegemony dispatched envoys disguised as benevolent traders, offering nations unparalleled energy sources and advanced materials. The Corinthian Accord countered with promises of medical breakthroughs and defenses against natural disasters. These exchanges, framed as gestures of goodwill, subtly fueled distrust among Earth's superpowers. In less than a year, signs of alien influence became evident. Nations flaunted unprecedented technological leaps, fusion reactors in some, biomechanical enhancements in others. At first, the world marveled. Then, the questions began. Why was this tech selectively shared? Why were age-old rivalries reigniting in the guise of technological competition? Tensions flared, and whispers of proxy wars loomed over the fragile peace. Dr. Mehta's observations were troubling. Look at this pattern, he said, pointing at data streams intercepted from one of the alien envoys. They're not sharing out of kindness. They're seeding division, making us dependent. Claire, meanwhile, was sifting through classified reports. Each one painted the same picture, subtle yet unmistakable alien manipulation aimed at pushing Earth's factions closer to conflict. But it was Rivera who provided the final piece. During a routine orbital scan, he identified energy signatures near Earth's orbit, alien vessels monitoring human reactions. They're not just influencing us, he warned. They're studying us, seeing how we respond. Realizing the gravity of the situation, Claire convened an emergency summit. This is not about individual nations, she declared. It's about our species. If we remain divided, we lose more than sovereignty. We lose our future. Her words resonated. For the first time in decades, leaders of opposing ideologies began to collaborate. The stakes demanded it. Humanity's collective ingenuity turned the tide. Dr. Mehta spearheaded a project to reverse engineer alien tech, adapting it to Earth's existing infrastructure. His breakthroughs were not merely about creating weapons but also about nullifying alien interference. Rivera, coordinating with global space agencies, oversaw the creation of a planetary defense network, blending Earth's most advanced systems with newfound alien insights. Yet, it was Claire who proved the keystone. In a historic broadcast, she addressed not just world leaders but every human being. We are not defined by the technologies gifted to us, she said, her voice steady and impassioned. We are defined by how we choose to use them. Today, we choose to stand together. Not as nations, but as one humanity. United under a common cause, Earth prepared itself. Engineers, scientists, and strategists from every corner of the planet worked tirelessly, driven by the knowledge that their survival rested on their collective efforts. The Galactic Council may have underestimated humanity's capacity for unity and ingenuity. The factions manipulating Earth certainly had. But now, as a unified planet, humanity was ready to defend its sovereignty and its future. Across the globe, an unprecedented wave of cooperation swept over humanity. Laboratories buzzed with activity as scientists worked tirelessly, melding Earth's nascent technologies with alien designs. The air crackled with innovation as researchers developed groundbreaking solutions: miniaturized drones outfitted with adaptive AI, nanotechnology capable of disassembling alien allies, and quantum-based communication systems immune to interference. In strategic command centers, brilliant tacticians devised plans that defied conventional logic. Earth's strengths weren't in brute force but in adaptability and lateral thinking. Military commanders eschewed traditional formations, opting instead for guerrilla-style tactics that prioritized flexibility. Civilians played their part, too. Engineers, programmers, and logistics experts pooled their skills to fortify defenses and ensure global readiness. As factories churned out newly designed weapons, Captain James Rivera coordinated the deployment of a planetary defense grid. Leveraging Earth's satellite network, the system integrated predictive algorithms to track and counter alien incursions. Meanwhile, Dr. Rahul Mehta finalized his magnum opus, a molecular disruptor that could neutralize alien energy fields without causing widespread destruction. "We fight smarter, not harder," he said, encapsulating humanity's ethos in the face of overwhelming odds. When the first strike came, it was swift and brutal. Zarnak vessels descended into Earth's atmosphere, their sleek, obsidian crafts emitting blinding pulses of energy. Cities scrambled to evacuate as alien forces targeted critical infrastructure. The Zarnak believed their superior technology would cow humanity into submission. They were wrong. Earth's defenses activated with surgical precision. Satellites emitted bursts of electromagnetic interference, disabling Zarnak communication networks. Adaptive drones swarmed the invaders, exploiting their rigid programming with chaotic and unpredictable movements. On the ground, strike teams used portable disruptors to dismantle alien shields, leveling the playing field. In the chaos, moments of brilliance shone through. A small team of engineers repurposed an alien energy weapon to overload and implode a key enemy command vessel. A lone pilot, using nothing more than an outdated fighter jet retrofitted with alien tech, managed to take down a heavily armored gunship. Every act of resistance underscored a truth the Zarnak had failed to grasp: humanity's strength lay not in their tools, but in their ability to wield them creatively. The tide began to turn. Dr. Mehta's disruptors proved to be a game-changer, rendering Zarnak's shields ineffective and exposing their ships to counterattacks. In orbit, Rivera orchestrated a coordinated assault using the planetary defense grid, forcing the alien fleet into disarray. Claire Andrus, from her command post at the UN, rallied the world's leaders, ensuring that reinforcements were dispatched to key battlefronts. As the conflict wore on, humanity's unity became its greatest weapon. Where the Zarnak relied on rigid hierarchies and predictable strategies, humans adapted in real time, improvising and innovating at every turn. The Galactic Council, monitoring from afar, could only watch in astonishment as Earth's inhabitants defied all expectations. The Zarnak, battered and demoralized, began to retreat. Humanity had not only survived but had proven itself a force to be reckoned with. Across the galaxy, whispers spread of Earth's unlikely triumph, a testament to the boundless potential of a species that refused to be subdued. As the last of the Zarnak ships fled Earth's orbit, humanity stood victorious but deeply scarred. Cities bore the marks of the alien assault, craters where buildings once stood, the charred remains of technology, and the eerie silence where life had been disrupted. Yet amidst the devastation, there was triumph. Humanity had not only survived but had sent a clear message to the galaxy: Earth was no one's pawn. The Zarnak hegemony, bruised and humiliated, withdrew to their territories, forced to reckon with their miscalculation. In their retreat, they left behind remnants of their technology, much of it rendered useless by Earth's adaptive tactics. The Galactic Council convened an emergency session to assess the fallout. Representatives marveled at humanity's ingenuity, but their awe was tempered by unease. If Earth could rise so quickly under pressure, what could it become in the future? The Council dispatched emissaries to Earth, not with warnings this time, but with questions. How would humanity wield the power it had uncovered? Would they join the galactic community as allies, or would their newfound strength pose a threat to the delicate balance of the cosmos? It was a moment of reckoning, not just for Earth, but for the Council itself. Humanity approached the negotiations with clarity and purpose. Led by Ambassador Claire Andrus, the Earth delegation demanded recognition, not as a minor world to be protected, but as an equal participant in shaping the galaxy's future. "We've proven our resolve," Claire stated firmly, standing before the Council's assembly. "We may not have the technology or experience of the older civilizations, but we bring something equally valuable: adaptability, creativity, and a fierce determination to safeguard our freedom." Her words carried weight, and the Council listened. Humanity's demands were simple yet profound: a seat on the Galactic Council, full transparency in all dealings involving Earth, and a binding agreement that no faction would interfere with their development again. In return, Earth offered its commitment to peace and cooperation, promising to use its resources and knowledge to mediate conflicts and foster understanding. The negotiations were tense but ultimately successful. Earth was granted provisional membership on the Council, with the stipulation that they would operate as a neutral arbiter in galactic affairs. The Carithian Accord and the Zarnak hegemony, both chastened by the events, reluctantly agreed to the terms, recognizing that further antagonism would only strengthen humanity's resolve. In the days following the agreement, humanity took time to reflect on its rapid ascent. The devastation of the battle had united people in ways that had seemed impossible before. Borders that once divided nations were now irrelevant in the face of a shared future among the stars. The lessons of unity, resilience, and creativity were etched into the collective consciousness. At the United Nations, Claire delivered a speech that would be remembered for generations. Standing before representatives of every nation, and broadcast to billions, she spoke of humanity's journey. "We were once a fractured species, burdened by our own flaws and divisions. Yet, when faced with annihilation, we stood together. Not as nations, but as humans. We've learned that our strength lies not in our weapons or technology but in our ability to choose, our free will to shape our destiny." Her voice grew steady as she looked directly into the camera, addressing not just Earth but the galaxy. "We will stumble. We will face challenges that test our very essence. But know this, we will always rise stronger. To those who doubted us, we offer our hand in friendship. To those who would seek to exploit us, we offer only this warning: do not underestimate humanity again." The speech resonated deeply, both on Earth and beyond. It marked the dawn of a new era, not just for humanity but for the galaxy at large. Earth had asserted its place, not through conquest, but through resilience and unity. In the halls of the Galactic Council, a new voice was heard, a voice that spoke for a species that had risen from insignificance to shape its own destiny. As the Council adjourned and humanity's representatives returned home, a quiet resolve settled over Earth. The stars were no longer distant lights, they were the future. And humanity, ever determined, was ready to claim its place among them.